Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Sorry about yesterday. Yesterday we had a toddler who had opinions about things, and so we did not do our live because toddlers are more important sometimes than just about anything else. Just ask them. But we are going to get into knees today, and I'm going to show you some sort of basic starter kit style knee exercises. I do want to stress, if you have knee pain, go back and do the hip, sorry, I have a hair in my mouth, go back and do the hip exercises, because core instability and hip instability can definitely feed into knee pain. As can ankle instability and ankle strength deficits. If you think like, this is my leg now, here we go, bottom of the chain is my ankle, middle of the chain is my knee, top of the chain is my hip. If I'm not stable here, the torque that gets put through my knee increases, and if I'm not stable here, the torque and the stability needed from my knee increases. So if you try these and they're awesome and they get you stronger, but it's not resolving your knee pain, go back and do the hip one or stick around for a couple weeks, and I think the ankles are coming up on ours. So as always, throw your comments in the questions. Nope, other way around, throw your questions in the comment section. I'll answer them. And away we go. Yeah, I'm going to talk and we're going to talk and walk at the same time. Let's see, I've got my equipment for today. Your grocery bag, really crushing it. Your kids' ball. I have a bolster because I have the opportunity to have a bolster. If you don't have like a foam roll or a bolster, you can use a pillow for this. But I just grabbed this because I can. It's here. And as always, I have my 2 cans, my 1 pound weights. Today we're going with a delightful garbanzo bean and pumpkin pie as always for, you know, doggy's digestion. Just gonna get the Play-Doh off that chair. There you go. Okay, so let's start with our long arc quads. So we're getting our quads working. We're gonna work our quads in 2 ways. One is the full range of that quad, and then the other one is going to be a short arc quad, which is just reduced range. I'm going to do it side by side here to show you. So the motion, sorry, I'm sitting on my ball here. The motion is pretty stable. So you're just going to lower you down so you can see me. Beep. Take your leg out, bring your leg down. Take your leg out at the top. Put your fingers right above your kneecap, right on the inside above your kneecap. When you kick up, I want you to feel that tighten. So by tighten, I mean it sort of puffs up underneath your fingers. A good way to really check and see what a tight muscle feels like, put your forearm straight with the top side of your hand facing up. Put your fingers right sort of anywhere near your elbow and bend your wrist in this direction. Bend your wrist up. That will puff this muscle right up. This is sort of a typing muscle, so everybody's really tight right there. So that's what it feels like when a muscle tightens, right? So that will give you the input that you're looking for. That's what it should feel like anywhere on your body. When you tighten a muscle, you should feel that puff up. So we're looking for the VMOs, that vastus medialis mid-quad muscle. That is your kneecap tracker. That's the one that works the end range. That's the one that helps you when you're hiking up and down a mountain. That's down the stairs. That sit to stands, that's getting on and off the floor. So that's a really good one. So we're going to kick out. And again, I want you to put your fingers there. I want you to feel it pop up right at the end, right there. So those last like 10 to 15 degrees, that should really be working. All right? But Dara, that's really easy. That's kicking out. Well, settle down there. That's where our grocery store bag comes in to play. And our awesome weights. If you have ankle weights, feel free to do this with ankle weights. If you have a TheraBand, tie it on the chair and around your ankle. Let's see if I can do it real quick to show you. There we go. I'm just going to pretend tie it. I'll hold it. And you can kick out. Resistance there. Or you can use your ankle weight. I'm wrapping my foot around it so it gets a little bit tighter. Look at that. I just wrapped, I know, it's gorgeous. I just wrapped the bag of weights around the top of my foot. I know. Don't do this in front of your kids. Plastic bags are no joke. Don't play with them. You know, the kids see you wrap it around your leg and they're going to be like, what the heck? So come up with a better solution if your little kids are around while you're doing this exercise. But my little kids are at school. Nailed it. So, here we go. And then just lift and lower. 3 sets of 10. Easy peasy. All right. There we go. And you're going to feel it. Put those fingers right there. Sometimes if you give it a little tap, it wakes up a little bit. That VMO, that kneecap tracker, doesn't always want to join in, but it's a really important muscle. So sometimes if you tap it a little bit, give it a little wake up. All right, I'm not like stabbing myself in the leg. I'm just gently tapping. That's what it would sound like if it was on skin, right? It's just like a knock knock, who's there? And then I feel that muscle pump up, puff up. It's popping up underneath my finger, all right? That's what we're doing. For hamstring, we're just going to leave this. We're going to leave this awesome bag foot combination. I'll show you weightless on this leg. So for hamstrings, we're lining up. My knee is not out here, okay? My knees are lined up. If you're having trouble keeping your knees lined up, put something between your knees. Okay? What will happen is if we're not paying attention, we get up here and we're doing the hamstring curl, but then we're shortening that. We're not getting all of the goodness that we need. So, hamstrings, the back part of the knee. So quads extend the knee, hamstrings bend the knee. Up we go and slowly lower. That knee, these are on the same team. Back knee, front knee, not back knee, front knee. Not that way. If we get back here, we're moving the glutes. Our focus is the knee. And then lift and lower. And so with the weight, I'm going to turn around. I'm following the butt. Just a hamstring curl. All right. So I've got my knees in line. I have my beautiful posture. Up I go. Well, notice I don't go as high on this one because I got the weight. Looks like I've got some work to do in the hamstring department. One reason your quads and your hamstrings might be tight or might not be going through that full range. And hold on, I'll show you. See how much higher I get without the weight on? It's because they're tight. And so go back to the stretching videos, stretch the quads, stretch the hamstrings. So a good hamstring stretch is just leaning forward with soft knees and sticking your butt back. Boop, hold on. Boop, sticking your butt back. You're gonna feel it from just above your knee to just below your butt, your sits bones. And then this is one of my favorite quad stretches because you can really adjust it to your need. So you can sink forward or you can sink down, whatever gets you that stretch there. All right. All right, hamstrings, long arc quad, short arc quad. Here we go. Stick your bolster. Oh my gosh, if I fall off the back of this chair this morning, you're welcome to laugh. Go nuts. You'll see. All right, we're gonna lift and lower. Don't do it on a double chair. Do me a favor, do it on the floor. This is not getting me the good angle. I'm not supported on my back. My pelvis is in the wrong place, but this is so I can show you. Lift. See that nice straight line that I get? That VMO was really working. Put your fingers right back in the middle of that quad, that medial quad, the inside of your knee. Lift and lower. All right? If you want to, you can add a little ball. Do them at the same time. Squeeze at the bottom. Squeeze these muscles at the top. Squeeze your feet together. There you go. Or you can add your bag, your super awesome weight, to your foot, and away you go. Here we are. Up and down. Up and down. If it hurts, don't do it. You can try and modify a few things. You can put a little ball in between your knees if it hurts and try it that way. Squeeze the knees. See if that helps track your kneecap a little bit better. If the weight is too much, you can reduce the weight on your ankle. Sometimes it helps reduce the load on one leg. If you have like one hurt knee and one good knee, squeezing the ball between your ankles will help activate both legs, and doing them together tells your brain, oh, this is what it's supposed to feel like, this is what we're doing, and so then your brain helps translate that to the other set, the other exercise, the other leg. So that's a short arc quad. You can also do the long arc quad with the ball. I'm a fan of that. And you can do the weight around both ankles, or you can just squeeze the ball with no weight. You should feel your quads working. If you're not feeling your legs working, I want you to really focus on, or your quads, especially with these two, I want you to put your hand on your leg. These muscles should be beefing up. If you're getting it more from your back, if you're getting it more from your shoulders, if you find that your upper traps are creeping up and you're up here to get that exercise, I want you to stop, take a breath, reset yourself, sit on your sits bones, settle in, think, okay, where's my breath? When I breathe out, do I tighten up my core a little bit, squeeze my bum a little bit, lift up my pelvic floor a little bit? Okay, that's where I'm going to be. So when I breathe out, I'm going to focus on my core and lift my legs, okay? So, and then I want you to really be present. Put your hand there. Feel those muscles working. 3 sets of 10, if you haven't done these before, without a weight, should still make your leg fatigued. You should still feel those muscles kicking in and working. It will be relatively easy to add weight as you go, but I just want you to make sure that you're feeling the right muscles. So with the quad exercises, with the knee straightening exercises, you should feel these in the tops of your legs. You should not be feeling these in your hip flexors if you're getting them deep in that groin area. Again, I want you to reset. I want you to change position. I want you to refocus on where you are. Or get up and stretch, right? So get up and stretch those quads out. Get up and stretch your hamstrings out. See if maybe something is not sitting the right way. And when you do the hamstring curl, again, you should be feeling these from your sits bones, right? The base of your bum to right behind the top of your knee, all right? So these are curling up, all right? Curling up. You're closing that space behind the knee. You're really bringing that up together. You're not letting your knee translate forward. You're not getting it too far behind you. You're keeping your knees in line. If you feel like you keep bringing that knee forward, stand against the counter. Get yourself right up next to the counter so that every time you curl that hamstring up, you knock the counter. And then you'll definitely get some feedback that tells you, oh, I'm bringing my knee forward, and don't do it too hard. But enough times hitting the counter, your brain will be like, oh, we probably shouldn't be doing that. And you'll notice that your posture improves and your form improves. And then you can go to doing them sideways so you're not whacking your knee. Don't go out and get bruised just for the sake of form, all right? If it's not working, send me a message. It's not working. Last one, ball time. Find yourself a door. Put your ball behind your knee. So my foot is, I'm the worst, 3, 4, 5 inches away from the back of the door. All right? So my knee has a little bend in it, enough to accommodate that ball, and I am squishing the ball. I'm feeling this part of my knee contract. All right? That medial part, that inside part of the kneecap, I'm tightening and I'm pulling it up. All right, squish and relax, squish and relax. Let's see if I can show you what it looks like from the side. Can we do that? Oh my gosh, you're so good, guys. Right in the edge of the frame. All right, so squish Squish. 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 3 sets of 10. Go to town. And go back and look at the stretching video. Make sure you're stretching your quads and your hamstrings. Because tightening them is just as important as stretching them. So if they're not going all the way, maybe they're already stuck a little bit there, and so they can't do that end range. And if they're fatiguing really quickly, maybe they're already tight. And so warm up and stretch them before you do it. And by warm up, I mean like walk around your house for 5 minutes, aggressively put laundry away, go up and down the stairs a few times. Just get your muscles warmed up. Think about like you wouldn't put meat right. Sorry for my vegetarians. I adore you. Hopefully you understand this analogy anyway. But you wouldn't take meat right from the fridge and put it right on the grill because those fibers haven't sort of loosened up and warmed up so that they're best to cook. Our muscles aren't going to be the best to strengthen if they're not warmed up a little bit. So that warm up is really important for getting your body moving, getting the blood flow, all of those things. So that you're not just jumping right into it. So warm up and stretch, and then do your exercises. Stretch again after you do your exercises if you feel like you're really missing something in that range of motion. As always, if anything hurts, send me a message. We will tweak it, we'll adjust it, we'll do all the things. All right, so I hope everyone has a great day. I will see you tomorrow, double barrel, and yeah, bye guys.